So today we have Logesh with us, and he's going to present a session on Playwright on end-to-end testing. And we are doing a slight deviation from our usual format where we have Satvik or somebody else present the opening hours. So we wanted to try a more technical session this time. So we have kept all the time available for that. So I'll invite Logesh to begin his session. Over to you, Logesh.
Thanks, Kaustav, and good morning and good evening to everyone. Let me share the screen and we can start the session. Hope my screen is visible to everyone and my voice is a bit clear.
Yes.
Thanks. With that, so today's session would be related to testing the Freshworks app with using Playwright. So how we are planning to test our Freshwork apps using the Playwright, what are the scenarios which we are going to face and how we are going to achieve it in an efficient manner and in a fast manner of testing with the Playwright. That would be the core concept of today's demo. With that, I will go into the agenda. So the agenda would be exploring the Playwright and giving you the basic introduction of what is the Playwright and what are the features available in the Playwright, why we need to use Playwright and other things for our testing Freshworks app and those kind of things. And next that would be the benefits of the Playwright. What are the maximum benefits which we can achieve by using Playwright, which can increase our efficiency as well as deliver our apps in a quality manner, in a quality and fast manner. So those things would be discussed in the second part. So third part would be a demo where I will be showing a demo of how Playwright needs to be installed. What are the features? How we are going to use those features and everything. And the final demo part would be how we are using Playwright to test our Freshworks app and creating end-to-end feature using that. So this would be the agenda for today's session. So with that, I will be going into the first part, which would be the exploring Playwright and giving an introduction. So Playwright is one of the most is recently it Playwright is backed by Microsoft, which was recently open sourced by Microsoft, and I think so. It's almost 3 years old, and currently there are it's already we have Selenium, Cypress, and other testing tools available in the market. So Playwright has its own advantages over those, which we would be talking, exploring those things in going forward. So Playwright was an open source, which has most powerful features and mainly used for end-to-end web testing for the website. And currently it has over 2 million weekly downloads. So it's quite popular among the community members. So it's mainly built using Node.js library, which is similarly. So since it's a Node.js library, which means it can be easily integrated into our framework, into our app. So we can use test using this Playwright. And one of the major benefits for the Playwright is ability to support multiple programming languages. So currently it includes JavaScript, TypeScript, Python, Java. So all those multiple programming languages are supported. So this allows us to write tests in the language which we are mostly comfortable with. So those features also available. So the other Playwright also offers a robust parallel testing capabilities, which helps us to run test across multiple browsers and platforms simultaneously. So which greatly reduces the testing time for our test suite to be getting completed, and also provides quality since we are running in across browsers. Chrome, Firefox, and so it would provide a quality and stability across all the browser versions and everything. So another major advantage of using Playwright is used for reducing the flakiness. So what are the flakiness is? Flakiness happens uh, when we are when during the automation when automation test cases are running, the browser may load in a different time. The DOM might not be loaded. The elements which we are waiting for to process or to click whatever the action which we are going to do, the element might not have loaded. So due to that, those cases, the test cases would be failed and our the flakiness would be issued. These are not controllable things. The bandwidth and everything are those things would be changing from base to day and each run to run. So with Playwright, we can reduce those kind of uh, flakiness because it achieves this. It achieves by automatically waiting for the page to stabilize before interacting with. So as well as providing a more fine-grained control over the time of interactions, how we are interacting, how the pages, whether the page has been loaded. So all these kind of things are handled by the Playwright. So for us to make our test more, it would be for more efficient to make our test run. So which leads to the improved runtime. So Playwright is the Playwright is getting quite familiar because uh, uh, one of their uh, main benefit compared to their other open source tools. So it's the runtime. So how we are going to achieve the runtime is Playwright handles the flakiness. They are handling the authentication process in an effective manner, and they are allowing us to debug the test cases in a more effective manner. So these things which leads to when the flakiness is reduced in a greater manner, our test case runtime is improved in a much faster manner when compared to other Selenium, compared to other tools like Selenium and Cypress. Playwright provides almost it's it's almost around 20 percentage runtime faster compared to the other tools. This can be essentially beneficial for large test suits or tests which require a lot of interactions in our page. For those kind of test suits, the runtime would be highly uh, uh, we could be able to see the runtime difference in those kind of scenarios in much greater manner. So these are the uh, basic introduction in the Playwright, and what are these basic informations which they are supporting in Playwright. So moving into okay, Playwright. When we are using Playwright, we uh, there are Playwright provides multiple features which using those features we can make our testing efficient and faster manner. So Playwright also provides multiple features. One of the features is called as code generator. CodeGen is a powerful feature of the Playwright that can automatically generate a code for our test based on the interactions with with the web application. So whatever the actions which we are going to do real time, the code gen which helps us to create the uh, generate the code and provide us. So this greatly speeds up the test creation process and ensures that tests are more accurate and reliable. So ideally, I would be showing a demo how the code gen works and everything. How we are going to generate the code, how those code can be likely tweaked to so that we can use it in our testing process. So everything. Authentication and storage. So one of the common problems which we face uh, uh, in automation is logging process. So I need to log. if we are going to do automation for our Freshworks app, we need to log into our one of the products account. If consider it's Freshdesk, so we need to log into Freshdesk. Have the each time we need to log in for each browser. So if we are having multiple test cases for our app, then in that case we would be having the login process would be created multiple times. So uh, Playwright provides the efficient manner that a single time login we can store the details in the stored state. So and we can use the storage state multiple times. So we can avoid login for each time. So which gradually increases our runtime as well as our flakiness. So sometimes during login itself, uh, due to the page not loading, some DOM elements not properly loaded, we may face some issues. So these kind of issues are avoided when we are using the storage state during our authentication process. So Playwright also provides the CI pipeline. Playwright provides us you like GitHub Actions. So we can't directly use our Fresher app directly in the GitHub Actions, but there are some workarounds or tweaks which need to do. So if we are planning to use the CI pipeline, but Playwright also supports the CI pipeline with GitHub Actions. So debugging other uh, the other process which we need to keep in mind was debugging and optimizing the test cases. So if there are some issues during our automation, either the element might not be loaded, the element might have changed. So those things we can easily debug it and optimize it with the help of trace viewers. Trace viewers are nothing but uh, we would be recording all the session details, what we are doing, what actions we are doing, whether the element is not loading, or the total recording would be available along with the traces. So it would be easy for us to go through all the traces, in which point what kind of error thrown, and due to that our test cases failed. So those debugging multiple functions are available in Playwright. I would be showing these uh, trace viewers and retry mechanism, everything in our demo shortly. And one other feature is the retry. If there are uh, even some cases, uh, there can be some flakiness. Playwright doesn't, it reduces the flakiness, but we are not, it doesn't avoid the flakiness. So there are some uh, cases the test case can be failed due to some reason of the flakiness or something. So they are providing additional feature called retry. So with the retry mechanism, we can automatically, it would automatically create or rebuild, retrigger the failed test cases and check for whether it is executed, whether during the retry it got passed or not. So these kind of informations are also available, and they have they are also providing multiple features like taking screenshots, videos of total recordings with under which scenarios, whether for all, even for past test cases or everything, or only for the failed scenarios. Those can be customized in the Playwright config files. So the debugging, most of the time, if we are going to maintain the automation test suite, uh, most time you would be spending, once we have created the test suite, and rest of the time we would be debugging the automation cases if there are any failures. But Playwright provides a lot of options to provide the debugging experience uh, in great manner. They have one is trace viewer. They have VS Code plugins to check how the trace viewers are happening, how debug is happening. We can uh, debug the code in live manner. So these are the things which Playwright provides. These are one of the major things. Playwright do provide all the options which are available in the market from Selenium or Cypress. Most of the features are available in Selenium as well as Cypress, but these are inbuilt functions in the Playwright. In Selenium, we need to create some additional uh, fe- um, layers to add videos or screenshots or debugging support and authentication. So, but these things are available in Playwright as an inbuilt. So it would be easy for us to directly use the Playwright and increase our efficiency and providing the quality apps. So our first demo would be discovering the Playwright. Let me share my VS Code. Hope my VS Code is visible to everyone. So one of the Playwright provides two ways of option to install in our browser. One is the traditional method of going to our terminal and running a CLI command. So npm npm init. So this is a traditional method. So where we would be using the CLI to enter to install the Playwright. So it provides TypeScript and JavaScript. So so it would automatically install all the basic setup and provides us a setup also. So this is one of the option. The other option would be having a deleted. The other option, in if we are using the VS Code, then VS Code provides an inbuilt function. There is an extension called Playwright test for VS Code. So once we install it, it does provide a major. The extension supports all kinds of things like creating, debugging the process, running the test cases with the browsers, a headless mode, and everything. So I will install using the so in the command. So we need to right, yeah. This is a command. So if we are when using it, it install Playwright. It would similar kind of CLI experience they are providing. What type of browsers you need to install and whether you need to use JavaScript or and GitHub Actions. So these features are provided. So if I like okay, then it would automatically install everything and provide me the setup, what needs to be done, and everything is done. So one of the major things over here is the config.js. So this would be the config file. So where we can configure all the functions such as where the test files are located, whether by default they are located under test. We can change the directory where the test file can be located. So test directory location, whether it need to be run, test cases need to be run fully in parallel or it need to be sequential. Forbid only is one of the unique one of the feature where we might have during our development process we might have used a lot of test.only or it.only to run one particular test case, but we might have pushed the code to our um, development in our production branch with .only itself. So the production only one particular test cases would be running and others would be skipped. So with forward only, if we are running in the CI pipeline, then it would avoid all the .only test cases and it would run all the test cases, not only the .only test case. So those features also available and retry. And workers are nothing but uh, where we can run how many browsers can we open at a single point of time. So currently, uh, if we are not configuring the workers, it would take one. If we can configure multiple browsers, so based on the bandwidth or the load which our machines can take out, we can configure the workers as well. Reporters, there are multiple reporters like list, HTML. Playwright also supports custom reporter, and we Playwright also provides the third-party reporter supports. So we can use those kind of reporters also over here. These are the projects where we are going to run. We can configure all the projects, whether it's going to run in Chromium or in which devices it's going to run. We can add the base URL over here. For this set of projects, I'm going to use there is a base URL for only for this project. So we can add the base URL also over here. And if we are going to configure a base URL for all of our projects, then there is a separate base URL. So this would provide the global base URL. So from there we can redirect to all the uh, uh, we can use it for in our testing. So other than that, so these are the options which Playwright provide configs provides. There are multiple options, but these are provided by default. We can add or improve the configs based on our requirements and going forward. So this is a sample test. So in the sample test, I would be showing there are similarly the way we try to run the tests can be configured in two manners. One one would be the CLI method, like npm, sorry, npx playwright test. So if I run it, the header would be opening up a browser. If I close it, if I don't use a header and run the test case, see, currently two workers would be opening up and everything is open and test is passed. So if I use the header method, you can see that the Chrome browser would be opening in my machine and validating the test cases. So it's quite simple test, so it's getting completed uh, as soon as it is. So there is another test example. So in this case, there are 24 test cases would be running and with using 6 workers in the sense of 6 browsers. So currently 6 browsers would be opening up and not sure why it is. So all the test cases would be passed. So this is one of the option to run the test case. The other option would be once we install the extension from the VS Code, we have a in VS Code we would be adding this option called testing. So this testing explorer has options to we can run it from here. So if we are going to run the test, one particular test case, we can use this option to run the test case. Currently, it would be running in headless mode. So Playwright provides the options over here, using which we can select multiple options. One show browser is used to it would run in the headed mode. Currently, the browser would be opening and everything would be done. Yeah. So the browser won't, in this case, the browser won't close. So if we see, there are options like pick locator. So pick locator allows us to directly identify the elements from the web page. So if I want to select this locator, when I click on it, automatically in my VS Code, I could see the element description. So I can use that. The other one of the more unique feature which I could say over here is this is the element which I am which I have written in my in our VS Code in one of the example. So when I click on this particular element, so it would automatically highlight in my I- mm. if when I selected this placeholder, what needs to be done? So it would automatically highlight in my browser that this element is available in this place. So if I go and modify it something, if I click on it, the element won't be identified. So this provides the uh, uh, much better debugging experience that if the element is present, it would automatically highlight the element, whatever the element which we are selecting in the VS Code, it would be highlighted in the browser that this element is present somewhere in this page. So which helps us to debug better. So if I change it to the older version, if I click on a placeholder and go now, you could see that get placeholder is available. So these are the unique features which Playwright gives us so that the debugging experience is improved, and it allows us to debug uh, the results in much faster manner. Um, the other option is record new. The record new is if I'm going to create some new test cases. Uh, I if I'm going to create new test cases, so in that case, I can click record new. It would automatically record me a session. Uh, give me a minute. There's a browser. So yes, good. Okay. Some browser. Okay. Okay. So if you could see the recording is on, and if we enter any of the URL, so automatically the test cases, the code would be generated based on the values or based on the navigation it is going on. If I click on login here, the code would be generated. So we can reuse this code in a large manner. So example, sam test and complete password. So whatever the thing So whatever the thing which we are using over here can be, if we click sign on, the code would be generated over here and everything would be happening. So this is one of the code generator option that it allows us to log into the create the code in much faster manner. It would provide the efficiency and accuracy so that we don't misspell the uh, keywords or something. So it would provide us the basic information. So let me stop it and provide test automation. Okay. Let me record a new session. So in this case, I would be navigating to this particular page, that is Playwright test automation. So here I can pass student here, and the password would be 123, and click on submit. We would automatically navigate to other page, and here we can check whether logged in successfully. This would be one of one plain scenario. So if I close the report, automatically in background all the validations code would have been generated. I can close it, and one of the major or one of the feedback is one of the tweaks which we need to do was Playwright generates the code based on our mouse actions. So if we click on some page element uh, randomly in the page, it would automatically generate the code. So we need to do a cleanup. So there is no need to click on the user element. We can directly fill with the student and everything. So this is done. So logged in successfully, we don't have to click it, but we need to validate whether it is available in the uh, UI. So this is one simple example. So this is the latest test script which we created. So if I run it, it would open logged in successful. So our basic scenarios. So these kind of validations, this is how we can easily generate test cases. It would provide a simple structure. So based on the structure, we can move the elements. We can add other frameworks like page object model and everything to isolate the elements and everything. But with this code gen, we can generate the code in an effective manner, and it would provide with more efficient more efficiently we can generate test cases and we can provide a quality apps. So this is one of the code gen feature. So the next feature would be currently I'm using logging into this website for each scenario. If I have multiple scenarios over here, maybe yeah, if I have multiple scenarios over here, so each time I would be having it logging. Either the option would be using the before test. Even in that case, for each test, these set of lines, these login process would be happening in each step. So we can avoid those by using a stored state. So stored state are options where it stores the total session details during our first login and has in our local database. But one thing which we need, I will show it in the demo. So that would be the demo which I will be showing next. Oh, other than this and this, yeah. The other thing would in our next demo, I would be showing up how the store state is used, how the reports are showing, how the traces are, how we can use the traces in our benefit to debug the process. So these are the three tests which we would be running next. So,
Logesh, before you carry on, there is a question on how do you bypass the CAPTCHA in this case? Would you like to take that?
yeah, I can show you the demo. Give me a minute. Maybe the next demo would be handling the storage state and bypassing those things.
Thank you.
This is one of our sample Playwright test app, which we published in our Freshworks sample apps repo. So this app is this framework is currently available in our Fresh App sample website repo. So here we currently let me show how we can. There are more basic features which are provided by this extension, but there are some additional advanced features like storing the authentication state. So those kind of things we need to use the CLI. So the command would be Using Playwright. Code gen. If you see the repo structure, there is already a auth.json. So I have created my authentication in, and I have stored it. So I have creating it as an _1. So here, what is your so this, sorry. So initially, we need to save the auth. So my command would be save storage, the auth one. So if I enter it, so it would open our code gen. Uh, so if I click, this would be our manual process. So we can create. There are multiple options in creating this storage state. So we can manually create it and save it. Else we can have a global uh, global tier up set, setup configured in our Playwright, and we can use it. So currently, if I'm going to log in over here, I forgot the mail. So test to be password, and if I log in, so this all login process have been happened manually, and my storage state would have been created in my local. So I have successfully logged in. So if I close the browser, there would be a storage state. So now we can use this storage state to log in to load our website. So if I use the same website, but instead of saying I'm using I'm asking to load it from my storage. So what would happen? It does in our first flow, it went to the login page. Now it won't go to the login page. It will directly go to the our product page. So from here, we can directly access, go to the gallery page and upload the app and install and validate the test cases using dev is equal to true. Those kind of test cases can be done. So this provides us to, but there's a catch that we need to make sure that we don't upload this auth.json to our CI pipeline, sorry, to our GitHub repo, because it's the sensitive data. So we need to make sure that we are not uploading these JSON files to our GitHub repo. So with this storage state, if there are multiple captchas and revolve around our login process, use uh, we can create a storage state manually once, and we can reuse it multiple times across our testing, and uh, which should bypass the capture. It would automatically take all the session details, and instead of going to the login page, it would directly go to our product page. And this is one option. So let me go to config.js. We do have option to have the global setup. So this global setup would be available in the utils. So the global setup, would happen only once in the time. So during this time, what you might have done is I would be logging to this our product, Freshdesk product. Once the login is getting completed, I would store it in my storage part, whatever the path which I mentioned in our in my config .js. Once the storage state would be maintained, so this storage state would be reused across my testing during so whenever I create a browser, I create the browser in a new context. But so the context would be set to the storage state which I have available in my local. So this storage state would be refer the context. So what it would be attached to our browser. So whenever new page is opening, it would be logging into taking to our login page. Rather, it would take to our landing page itself directly. So by this we can bypass that. So I would comment this one. So if I run the test case, this test would be passed and this test would be failed. So for this failed test, automatically, let me run an npx playwright test. With this command, we can run the test case. Once we run it, it would automatically retry this validate app flow once again, because during the first time it got failed. Ideally, during second time also it would fail. And if it has failed, what would I would be showing the report, what happens and how the report is going to look. So if I run the test case, so the load app would be loaded in the in dev. So it is retrying once since this validate app flow got failed once. So it's retrying once to make sure that it is a valid failure, something. So one report failed and other one got passed. So automatically in our localhost, the browser would have opened. But if it is not opening, we need to use npm playwright show reports. That would be the command. So it would open a web page like this. So in this web page, we could see that this have been completed, and this is the screenshots and everything. So before Rook, what happened? What is the validations which we have done over here? So this is the past case, and for the failed one, it says that it couldn't check the text, that it couldn't validate this text in the UI, that since the element is not clickable or the element is not visible. So if this is a run for the retry also, this thing same happen. So we would be having both the first run as well as the retry. If we go to the report once again, there would be a symbol similar to a jail. Uh, so if we click on it, it would provide us the total traces. So at first, what happened? So it says that the browser open and totally all the states that it what happened and everything. It would provide a script tracer. If we go in detail, we could see that the element got clicked, but there is some issue over here. So if we check the console logs, it does provide as a detailed uh, mm, logs like console. What are the console logs which happened during that time. What are the network logs? If there is any failure in the network logs, and what was those? So it will also as the source. This is our test source which we are using. So these detailed calls would be happening. So these with this help with the help of these traces, we would be able to easily figure or debug the issues and everything. And this is a trace which I opened in my local browser. Playwright also provides a trace uh, website. So there's another unique or uh, feature is mm, so this is the trace zip. If I upload the trace zip in the Playwright website, all the things would look similar, but there is one additional feature available in if we are going to use the tracer Playwright dev as the pick locator. So we can identify the element from here itself. So what is the element for here, and it would provide us the locator detail. So it would be helpful if the page is loading and we have during runtime, if there is any element change, and we have during identification of the element in our browser, there is a different element. So these things can be easily debugged with the pick locator, but this option is only available if we are using the trace.playwright dev. But if we are manually loading the traces in our local host, that Playwright pick locator option won't be available, but it would be specific option which is available in our trace.playwright. So this is one of the most unique or um, options where we can easily identify the place of the issue and easily reduce the debugging time and improve the quality of app quality also by providing the much coverage during our public app submission. So these are one of the major options. So let me go to if I must anything else. Okay. Demo, play. And Raviraj, one of our developers, have already published a tutorial how we can use Playwright in our developers .freshworks.com. So this provides the detailed the frame the app which I try to execute. This uh, tutorial provides a detailed explanation of what introduction, how to set up, how to generate the test, how the global configuration can be done, and those things. Those kind of informations are available in our in this tutorial page. Mm, that's it from the demo. I think so I have covered all major part of the Playwright, and that's what I have planned.